there, Zesty Boys, and welcome back to the Zesty Podcast. My name, of course, is Tony Shire, and today I am joined by a good friend and quality content producer, Mr. Airrack Decker.
That's my middle name legally.
Did you change it yet?
Not yet, but that could be a good video now that you say that.
Ooh. Yeah, that actually would be a pretty good video.
What is it? I've actually looked into it. I'm not going to lie. It's like $250 to change your name legally. So all I would have to do is make $500 off the video in order to change it and change it back. That sounds pretty worth it to me.
Were you changing your first name or your middle name?
My whole name.
Whole name? Just
first name Air, last name Rack. No middle name.
So if you, because figure what's your like ballpark CPM right now for like $3
or $4.
Okay, so if you got about like what is it, 200,000 views ish? That'd be like right around
probably
right around enough to change your name forward and backwards.
Something like that. Yeah.
Have you experienced anything like at least with one of my videos? I'm like one of the few that I've monetized. Like it got like 150,000 views, but then like a week later it went down to like 60,000 views.
What?
Like, I don't know if it's because a lot of people were watching it like on Reddit and like YouTube just didn't like that, or like if it thinks that was like bots watching it. I mean, it didn't really like I wasn't planning on making money from it, or I don't really care too much, but like it was really weird. I was like, oh wow, just like all like dropped like half the amount of views that it had.
I've never seen that. That's freaking wild. I have heard of YouTube auditing like views and subscribers, and like all of a sudden there's just these huge drops. But dude, losing half of your views on a video is insane.
It was like 150,000 to like 80,000 or something like that.
Make
and
sense.
Like I don't like I said, I wasn't. That's not my livelihood, so it's not like I took a personal hit. But it was just like, wow, that's kind of annoying. Like I wonder if that's gonna be a normal thing. Like, I don't know. It might just be because like the videos are so short that like when people watch them back to back, it kind of might seem it's like someone doing like an auto replay or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you've got an interesting little niche, man, with the short form video. YouTube probably doesn't know how to handle you. They're like, what is this? Everyone's trying to like go longer, and you're over here like, let's keep it sub 30. I love it. I think it's a cool game.
I'm gonna go sub 1 second. That's my new niche.
People have to but you get a ton of views because people keep rewatching it to find out what the purpose is, what the video is.
2 unskippable 30-second ads and then a sub 1 second video.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just a money-making scheme.
One at the beginning and one at the end, and you only get a 0.5 seconds of footage in between.
That's all you need,
that's
baby.
Smart, bro.
It's like,
I feel like Jake Paul would do something like that.
I could see him doing something now, and he's always on like the 10:01. So like, what's the thing with the 10-minute? Like once you're past 10 minutes, you get like more monetization or something like that.
Yeah. So when you pass 10 minutes, you go from being able to have 1, maybe 2 ads. Maybe you can have 2, but I'm pretty sure it's just 1 ad on the video. To where when you have 10, you can put basically as many ads as you want, which is crazy. Yeah. But like you see some YouTubers like stack it up, like which I feel like is like
yellow.
I feel like that's kind of selling out, but whatever.
Yeah.
So if you go over 10, which like works well for the type of stuff that I do, you can do 1 at the beginning, 1 in the middle, and 1 at the end. So there's 3 ads instead of 1, which is like game changer.
I got you. So I know you've been kind of like in the YouTube space for a long time, and what made you quit the YouTube channel Fresh Flippin'?
Oh my gosh, I'm so surprised you brought this up. I was not expecting that. Oh man. Well, if you look back on YouTube, you can look up a channel called Fresh Flipping.
I tried to find it. I couldn't find it.
You're lying.
I swear.
It's all one word, Fresh Flipping.
I looked up Fresh Flipping. I only found one YouTube channel. I couldn't find the Fresh Flipping channel.
It's out there. I promise I have not put that channel on private. There's a channel out there where in middle school and high school, I did like diving and flips and stuff. So we called it Fresh Flipping. I would do trampoline tricks. It just didn't quite pick up traction, quite as fast as I would like to.
You also got a pretty good Harlem Shake video on there, didn't you? Was that on the Fresh Flipping?
I forgot about all this stuff. Yeah, so we did a Harlem Shake horse edition. We thought that would, dude. I remember that video getting like 20 or 30,000 views, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And I remember YouTube doing something where it told me I needed to put money towards this to blow it up. So I put like all my money at the time, which was like $15 towards this video.
Promoted
I'm like, it's gonna blow up. I'm gonna somehow make money back from spending money on the video. And I was like so upset when it didn't work at all. So screw YouTube.
Have you ever done a promoted video like that?
No, I haven't.
Or just promoted a video, I guess?
Other than Harlem Shake Horse Edition.
0% success rate with that so far.
Yeah, so far 0% success. All organic, baby.
Weren't you also sponsored by Ripstick back in the day, too?
Oh my gosh, I was, yeah. So when Ripstick was big, I made a bunch of videos on a channel called oh god, am I gonna give this? It's called 33 Eric 3322.
33 Eric 3322. That's what you should change your name to.
I think because 3 was my first favorite number and 2 was my second favorite number.
That's such a long name.
I made it in 5th grade, and I would make when Ripstick first came out. I would make these videos about like me doing Ripstick, and they were so bad. I had like the little plastic ramps that you have when you're a kid, and I was just like hold the Ripstick to my feet and jump the ramp, and had like helmet and elbow pads on the whole thing. Basically, Ripstick ended up seeing the videos, and they're like, there's this one kid making videos about the Ripstick because nobody likes it. And so they got in contact with me and just started sending me free Ripsticks and stuff. So I was pretty mediocre at it, but I was the only guy trying.
You were a pro Ripsticker, though. Do you think you were, like, if they were still around, and like, if you think if this was like back in the day, you'd be on the pro team, like if they like had a pro team section on their website?
Dude. I still have one. I still have one in my closet right now. I have a Ripstick Ripster in my closet. It's bright green.
I had the like fancy. It was before the Ripstick G's, like the ones that you can grind on. The gold one. It was like half metal, half plastic. Had like little rings on it. I felt real badass for.
I remember that one, dude. It has like carbon fiber.
Exactly.
Top.
Yeah, fake carbon fiber.
Yeah. Dude, I saw that they made a motorized version of the Ripstick now.
That sounds horrible.
Dude, they sold them initially for like $150. They're going for like $40 on Amazon now. They're just like trying to get rid of these things.
Like that's just, I don't know. It's just like so hard to like. You have to keep wobbling your hips to stay balanced.
Bro. So it takes the whole fun out of the Ripstick, and you just like get on and like somehow it's motorized. I guess.
It just sounds like a dangerous boosted board.
Yeah, way dangerous, dude, and like way worse, like significantly. Imagine the difference between you spend $1,600 on a boosted board versus a $40 electric skate. Like, can you imagine the difference of quality?
It has to be. Are boosted boards around $1,600 these days?
Yeah, like the big boys are. Yeah.
I've always wanted like like every time I see someone riding a boosted board, I'm like, holy shit, it's Casey Neistat.
It's like no, it's a normal person.
I bet they like hearing that though. Like,
you probably gas them up.
Exactly. I made them buy a second boosted board.
Yeah,
they look like they're so much fun though.
A second boosted board after being called Casey.
Exactly. You got to buy into the brand.
That's good, dude. I love that. Well, I definitely have. I've spent a lot of money with boosted. So,
do you use that as like your main way to commute, like places like when you're in the ITP?
Yeah. So I used to have a car, and I got it checked out.
so retro.
So retro. I used to have a car. I got it checked out. It had like 300,000 miles, and I'm like, hey man, this thing's making this weird noise. And they're like, yeah, this thing's going to blow up for sure. Like, there's nothing you can do except replace the motor. So I would just let it blow up and then buy another car. And I'm like, okay. So I just like kept driving here for 6 months, and it eventually died. Got a boosted board between then and when I got one. And I got rid of the car, and then I was looking at other cars, and I was like, wait, I don't really need a car. Like, I use this boosted board for everything. Like, this is the first time I've been ITP, and like, I was thinking about it on the way down. Like, I haven't driven out of the perimeter in like probably 2 or 3 months.
Probably so since we made that video last time you came outside the perimeter.
Probably, dude.
I'm your only reason to head north.
Yeah, that's it, dude. And way worth it. But yeah, so I don't own a car. I just have boosted boards now, so that's been cool.
Does that like ever like cause problems with like grocery shopping and shit like that, or do you have to like Uber to grocery shop and shit?
There's like a couple close by me, and I just kind of boost over there, grab what I need. I actually have a meal prep system. That's what the trick is, dude. So they come to my house, drop off the meals. I never go grocery shopping. Pretty much.
Wait, what do you mean? Like people like what do you like Blue Apron or something like that?
No, there's this girl in Atlanta who makes meals like in batch orders, and like me and all our friends like subsidize her by just like paying her like a pretty good little dude. She's super affordable actually. It's like it's like $250 for an entire month's worth of 3 meals a day.
What? It's
crazy, dude.
That's actually really cheap.
And dude, the meals are fire. They're like so good. They're
really?
So good. Yeah. So that's how I do. That's how I eat.
Is she like just local in Atlanta kind of thing? Like, does she go like all around Atlanta?
I think she's like local in Atlanta. Yeah, like ITP type of deal. I don't know, but you might want. I'll shoot your number.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I end up moving there, like, dude,
she's
probably
awesome.
Gonna hit her up. It sounds awesome.
No, she's great, dude. I was like, yo, like I need my meals to be big. Like I'm a big eater. She's like
big
easy.
Boy.
She's like, I'll add an extra $75 onto it. I'll make sure the meals are like huge. I'm like, done.
So what are your like? If you could name top 3 meals you've gotten from that, what would they be?
Man, dude, this morning I had banana pancakes with sausage and syrup. Fire.
Was it like fresh when I got there?
It was amazing. I can't emphasize enough how amazing this pancake was. I was like really thinking about it this morning, like how is this so good? And then there's another thing she does, dude. It's like a Chipotle bowl, and it comes with hot sauce and guac in little containers, and it is probably better than Chipotle. God, I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like she's gonna get like huge in like the next like 10 years.
Bro, you got to get in early.
I gotta get that grandfathered into like the 250 because I'm not a big eater. I can eat. Maybe I'll be like I eat small boy meals. Can you give me like $50 off?
I think her business model might crash completely. so I'm just riding the train while it's here.
Yeah, because I mean, like if she's making such high, she's either gonna have to like way lower the quality of stuff when she gets too big, or it's just gonna be like way too expensive to keep that kind of shit running.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with it. I'm just here for the moment. You
just
know,
living in the moment, baby.
Pretty much, dude.
YOLO, man.
That's it.
So I noticed you got is the little scratch you got on your neck? Is that from a recent video that you made, or is
that was actually from Dan Bilzerian's pointer finger right down my neck.
He just pointed at you. Just
no, yeah. I had a benign tumor in my neck recently.
Really?
Yeah, which was crazy. And it was like I didn't know it. I thought it was like a swollen lymph node because I have like ENT issues and stuff. But I went to the doctor and they're like, nah, that's for sure like a tumor, and like we need to find out if it's cancerous.
Jesus.
So, dude, I end up in an oncology office, and the person at the front desk says to me, "You're the youngest person who's been in this office in the last week."
Wow.
That is not what I want to hear, dude. I don't want to hear that. And I look around and every single person is on like oxygen and like bald. I'm like, which is like, I don't know if that's offensive, but like it was like a depressing place to be.
You just got yourself canceled.
Maybe. I felt very sorry, and I was.
At least you caught it early. I mean, if it was, you said it was benign.
It was benign.
Okay,
yeah.
well, so I'm not really a doctor per se. So does benign mean like it will always be benign, or is it like a possibility that a benign tumor will turn into like a malicious tumor?
Yeah, totally can turn into a cancerous thing, but they're like, dude. But I looked up pictures, dude. People leave them in until they like are literally take up the size of their head. It's disgusting. Don't look it up. It's called a parodial tumor. If you want to not look it up,
parodial tumor.
Parodial tumor.
Don't look that up.
Don't look that up. Dude, they let it get so big, and I saw the pictures, and I'm like, let's get this thing out of here ASAP, dude. So I went in like a week later and got the thing pulled out. Man. It was pretty nice.
I'm glad you're okay, man.
Dude, the way they described it on the paperwork, they were like, they like described the size and color. It almost made me throw up. I can't take that stuff. Do you do well with blood and stuff?
Well, see, my thing is like,
don't you faint when you get blood taken out? I know this about you.
I faint when I get finger pricks.
Yes.
Like, and then like for some, like they don't hurt at all, but just like ever since, like they call it, I think a vasovagal reflex or something. Like it doesn't hurt. It's just the thing. Like a finger prick, and then I'm like I remember I've passed out almost every time. The one time I got one, I was like, oh, that wasn't that bad, and I just woke up on the table like, oh, and they're like, yeah, you just passed out.
No
and
way.
like if I don't pass out, like I tense up so hard, they have to like keep pricking it like 6 or 7 times to get enough blood out, and they like have to like just like keep scraping it.
Dude, that's my
awful.
worst nightmare. I hate getting my finger pricked.
But I've always been fine with IVs and like shots and stuff. But the last time I got my blood drawn to get like my cholesterol like taken or cholesterol measured, like I had to fast all day, and it was like a 2:30 appointment, so I was starving, and then like I was like getting like my like the needle like put in my arm and stuff, and this girl came, or the girl who was doing it looked like she was younger than I was. And I was like, and she's like, oh, this is my first one. I'm like, I was like, oh no, and I was like, okay, what if I just start spraying blood? I'm like, that is a bad thought.
Bro.
And I was like, and she's like, oh, you okay? I'm like, I'm just a little lightheaded, and then I just woke up like freaking out, and it was weird because when like every time I've woken up from passing out, like I feel like I'm having a seizure. Like I'm like violently shaking, and I can like open my eyes and have, it's very alien. Like I feel like that's what like, if you got abducted by aliens, what it would feel like, just like not knowing anything that's around you. You see things, but you have no idea where you are. But like I was just shaking. Like you can't stop shaking. It's
Why
like,
are you Are you cold?
I don't know what it is. I think it's someone told me it's because all the blood like leaves your brain like when you pass out or something. And so like yeah, just that's what I'm trying to do.
Crazy.
It's either all the blood leaves your brain or all the blood goes to your brain, and it's like you're shaking because like the blood is like redistributing itself. That's probably really wrong, but someone told me that, and it sounds right.
Your blood is redistributing. Let's quote him on that.
Yeah,
your blood is redistributing itself.
Yeah, if you're ever shaking, that's what's happening.
That's good.
But yeah, that's been just a thing I need to go to the doctor. I haven't gone to the doctor in like over a year, because every time I go they tell me I'm sick, and I don't want to be sick anymore.
I think I'm like the opposite, where I'm like super prone to not passing out, and like when I got this taken out, they gave me like all this medication, and I like don't want to I don't know, I just like don't want to relinquish control. I think is my issue. And so I like get on the table, and they're saying things to me like, oh, you won't remember this. And I'm like, no, I'm like very awake right now. I'm very, very, very awake. Like I will remember this.
I'm gonna remember this till I die.
Yeah, and he like gives me he's like a word. He's like, okay, well, remember the word zucchini. If you can remember the word zucchini, well, no, ha ha ha. I'm like, I will remember the word.
You still remember it.
I will for sure remember, because I'm very awake. And if you need to give me more anesthesia, please do. And they're like, all right, we'll count down. It's gonna be like, you're not even gonna make it past 3. And I count to 30.
That had to like worry them. Like this kid's trying not to go under.
I'm not even not trying, but I don't know what it is, man. But I have a hard time. So I'm very interested when you tell me about passing out. I've always thought about that, and that just sounds like the craziest thing to like suddenly lose consciousness.
It's like you don't realize what's happening. Like it's just you're awake and then you just wake up and have no idea where you are for a few seconds. Then it's like, oh wait, I just passed out. Okay,
that's
cool.
Insane, dude.
Yeah.
Are you tired when you wake up?
No, it's like a lot of adrenaline because you're like very fight or flighty because you're like, whoa, where? Because I mean, it feels like you got abducted or something. You have no idea where you are, and I'm always like shaking, and I have to like, all right, what is happening? What is happening? And then like it's like. Kind of like when something like bad happens and you're like, oh, that was funny, guys, like really nervous laughter. That's basically like what I feel after it, because it's not really painful. It's just embarrassing because it's like you have to deal with like people like looking around you like, oh shit, you just passed out. It's like no, I didn't.
Did you ever pass out at blood drives at high school?
I never did the blood drives because I thought they would give me a finger prick. Like I'd be fine with getting blood drawn. Like I've like except for this last time getting my cholesterol taken like a year ago. I've always been fine with like blood drawn and stuff, but I thought they would give me a finger prick, so I just never went.
Oh, God. Dude, we had this. You remember Vince Wallace?
Oh yeah,
good friend. Through high school and stuff. Shout out Vince if you're out there.
Shout out Vince.
Vince and I did this thing where we had German class together. Oh my God,
I forgot German class was a thing.
Dude, I laughed. I don't know why I think this story is so funny, but it is to me. You know how? Well, I guess you don't know because you didn't do this. But every time, like when you go and give blood, they put a little thing around your arm and they put a cotton ball right there, right? So we thought it would be funny to take that off of Vince's arm and put it around his neck, and then walk back into German class. And Vince like walked around like this, like he was like completely out of it with this around his neck. And I like walked him into class and told the teacher that they couldn't find a vein in his arm, so they took blood out of his neck. And everyone in the class started screaming. Dude. He looked like Frankenstein, like totally like out of it, like he's in another dimension. And like our teacher was like, Call the nurse. She was like terrified.
Was it a sub though, or is it a
no? It was a real teacher. It was Miss Everson. She's awesome, but she believed it, and the whole class could not believe what they were seeing. They thought it was the craziest thing ever.
That's funny. The teacher believed it. And everything.
Yeah, dude. And Vince did such a good job of staying in character.
My first post on Instagram, I didn't even post it. Old Logan, he posted a picture because I had an Instagram I had a picture, no pictures on my Instagram for a long time. And then like
I remember this, dude.
I think Logan was just mad because my follower to following ratio was like good, even though I had no pictures. And he like took my phone and took a picture of you and Vince like next to a sign that says inhalants, and like you guys just look like you just did inhalants. It was in psych or AP Psych.
I remember this, dude.
But and that's my first picture. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it. And then
is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Oh, I gotta go back.
So I got some OG Airrack on my Instagram.
That is so freaking funny, man. I feel like that stuff was so funny. I don't know. I'll never not think that stuff is funny.
It
probably
is
sounds
funny.
Stupid to everybody but us. It's freaking hilarious.
Exactly. But I mean, once we're famous, people are gonna be like, "Oh, that is funny."
That's right, dude.
Because you are inherently cool.
Exactly. That's a cool kid. So now it is funny.
Exactly.
It used to not be, but now
other people are gonna do this. They're gonna go find an inhalants poster and just take pictures in front of it. It's gonna be awesome.
Becomes the new thing.
The new thing.
I love that.
Inhalant abuse comes back. We single-handedly brought it back.
Dude, I have heard that whippets are becoming like a big thing now with young millennials and stuff. So they are.
I know a lot of people who do whippets, and like because I mean they're super accessible, they're legal to get, you just can't use them. But it's really funny because anytime someone does it, their voice gets super deep, and so like like I've been in places where my friends are doing. I'm just like at parties and stuff, and they're like, "Yo, let me take this." Oh shit. It's just hilarious.
I don't think I've ever seen it done in person. It sounds crazy.
Have you been to like concerts and see people carrying balloons around and stuff?
Yeah.
That's what whippets are. Like, and like these people, like it's actually pretty sketchy. Like the nitrous mafia, it's a real thing. These people like sell like steal or buy like giant dental like medical grade nitrous, like get a tank and then sell balloons, and you can make like $150,000 off of one tank, and they sell like 2 or 3 per concert,
dude.
And like they just wear them on their backs, and like they have like people walking around looking for cops. So like yell like cops. Dude will throw like a big jacket over himself, then walk away and just like over like the tank and everything, and walk away, and it just like disperse.
I think I watched a Vice documentary about this.
Yeah, I think I probably watched the same one too.
Yeah,
that was in like the UK, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But like, dude, like the nitrous mafia, they're like they like kill people and shit for like trying to like sell nitrous on their turf.
When you get that much money involved, people are gonna freaking die.
Oh yeah, like I mean, it's just drug dealing. Like that's what it is. But yeah, I've never done whippets.
That's crazy, man.
And
what a wild world we live in.
It is a wild world.
Wild world.
It's a wild world. It's a wild world. But what drugs have you done, Eric? I'm actually an undercover cop. I have to tell you.
My substance abuse is very. I've smoked. Or the first time I ever had any like weed stuff inside of me was when I think I just turned 20 and I was in Seattle. And it's like legalized there.
It's legal there if you're 21.
Right. But dude, I got messed up on that stuff. I ate an entire like edible that was supposed to be like a little bite off of it, but I just like ate a couple of them and like went up to the top of the Seattle, whatever that thing is, the pencil.
The Space Needle.
Yeah, man. And I was pencil. Like, it was a bad time to do it too because we were like on flights, like trying to get home, and we like ended up our flight got delayed to the next day, so they gave us like we had to stay there for 24 hours, and like I was doing all this coordinating. We were like on a travel work job.
Oh yeah, this is when you were shooting like commercial videos and shit that.
Yeah. And I was like, whatever, this will be fine. It'll just be a quick thing, dude. I mean, we're running around. We go to the top of the Space Needle. I feel good. We're going around. I feel good. We finally sit down in like a dark restaurant, Hard Rock Cafe in Seattle. We sit down, dude. Game over. My mind implodes on itself, and I cannot. I'm like trying to like maintain control, and I just can't, and I lose it. And like the whole night, I stopped being. I couldn't read anymore. I remember I was so messed up. I've never experienced that to that degree. I just like I couldn't read. We got an Uber, and I made all my friends get out because I thought that they were trying to kidnap us, and I was like super paranoid. And I like literally force evacuated the Uber, even though it was ours. And then I took them to the wrong place because I was ordering the Uber and couldn't read. So I took us like 20 minutes away. It was this whole deal. Man, that taught me a lesson. I don't really.
I've heard when you like smoke weed, like you feel like a certain way, and your body reacts to the THC a certain way. But when you like ingest it, like when it like mixes like the way you like break it down and stuff, it makes it much more like psychoactive, like just the way that like your body like breaks it down and stuff, and it like basically makes like new chemicals and like makes it more like doing like an acid, not like an acid trip, but like if there's like weed to acid scale, it's like kind of a quarter of the way to acid, I guess.
It feels probably right. Yeah,
I've never done edibles.
I had somebody offer me to do what was it, man? It was something crazy, but you like. It's like
DMT.
DMT, dude. They had a friend of mine had a.
We'll put a social security number right.
Yeah, there you go. Put a social security. He had a what do you call? What are those things called? I should know. The vape, but it's like the really popular one.
Cartridges.
Yeah, but he made a DMT cartridge.
Oh, and like a jewel kind of.
Yeah, so it was a jewel. It was a jewel cartridge, but he had made like DMT somehow. And he's like, yeah, man. Whenever you want to have like a sensory room, and you can come over and like do this DMT. It's like a 3-minute high, but it will mess you up in the best way.
It's like 5 to 10 minutes or something, but like you feel like you just live like I've had friends who have done it, and they're like, yeah, I've lived hundreds of lives. Like, I mean, this is just what they've told me, so I can't like vouch for it.
It sounds awesome, dude. There's been times when I've gone places and been like, I want to do acid tonight. I want to do it. And like all my friends are like, don't.
Yeah, you probably
like make me not do it.
Was it when you were in Dan Bilzerian's mansion? You're like, it's an acid kind of night.
No, that would have been. If I didn't have a flight back to Atlanta at like 6 a.m., I would have. But
would you have? Sounds like
probably. Yeah, I think I want to try stuff, dude. I love trying new things, dude. And I feel like there's like that stuff is like. I'm not like an addictive personality or anything, so I'm all for like trying something once. Like I want to try everything once.
And like acid, shrooms, and like all these like are like soft drugs, and so they're not like physically addictive. Like you can't get addictive. They're actually using like MDMA and stuff to like treat addiction and to treat PTSD and stuff like that now too, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. Dude, do you remember, were you there when we did that freaking fake shrooms prank in high school?
No.
Really?
No.
Dude,
what was that?
All right, listen. First of all, I want to say, I know Mitch and Joey have been on this podcast.
Yeah.
I love those guys. I miss those guys. We need to do a little
hang
reunion.
We'll break
also,
somewhere.
Gleb, dude. I love that kid.
I love Gleb.
We did a thing in high school where, you remember Grant? Mm-hmm. Okay. Grant, we all went to Grant's house. There was like 9 people there. These guys will remember this. So we made a group message with 9 people, and then we made a group message with 8 people, excluding Grant. So in the one with Grant, we told him that Gleb told him that he had somehow gotten a hold of shrooms, like real shrooms. And then in the other group message, we were talking about how Gleb went to Kroger and bought actual mushrooms and just diced them up. And then put them into like a Tupperware container, and we were all planning on meeting at Grant's house that night at his bonfire.
Yeah,
and then Grant and Gleb were going to be the babysitters, and everybody else was going to take the shrooms. So basically, that night we go over to Grant's house. We all take the shrooms. We start losing it. Brady Grindle throws a chair in the air and breaks it in half. Grant gets so mad, dude. Grant was so pissed. He's like, Grant is kind of like losing it at this point. Gleb and Grant are the babysitters. Yeah. Gleb decides in the middle of the chaos, I want to be high too. So he takes the shrooms. Now Grant is by himself with 8 other people who he thinks are on deep in shrooms.
Yeah.
And we're losing it, dude. I think Gleb's like running down his like road with cars and stuff. Like Grant's like convinced he's gonna get murdered or like hit by a car. Like God. Everybody's losing it. And then Grant, dude, breaks down, like falls to his knees, like freaking out. And we all felt so bad. Dude. I mean, Grant's like if you know Grant, he's like the sweetest guy, dude. He's so nice. And like we felt so bad. But like when Gleb, it was not planned that way, but Gleb like had the audacity to also get on shrooms and leave Grant by himself as the babysitter, which was the craziest.
So did he like believe you when you guys were saying it was just a prank and stuff when he was like breaking down and stuff? Or?
Bro, he was mad. He didn't believe us for a minute, but then he was like, "Clean this up," and then runs back into his house and like goes to bed. He was damn. We had to like clean up all the broken chairs and stuff.
So if you like were to tell him the story, like if you guys were to reminisce, would he be upset about this story?
No, he would
think
it was
cool
funny.
Okay.
He would think it was funny. He would think it was funny. But then it was very much not funny.
Yeah.
But he's a great guy. He's very sweet.
I love Grant.
Yeah.
Great guy. We need to get him on the podcast.
We do need to get him on. Come on.
Yeah, we need to get your friend Logan on.
Old Logan Paul.
When's he coming up to Atlanta?
Who knows, dude? Who knows, honestly.
So what's your, like, if you don't mind saying, what like, how did you find him again in LA? Like, how'd you do that?
Basically, so a little bit of backstory. Recently filmed a video where Logan Paul put out this thing where he was like a podcast episode where he was talking about looking for applications and young talent, blah, blah, blah. And I thought it would be this funny bit to like, okay, he says this, but like people say things, but they don't really mean it. So I'm going to track the guy down and like personally give him my resume. I thought that would be funny. So I fly to Miami, sneak into this event to hand him my resume in person, disguised as a fake reporter. And it worked. Yeah. And I like hand him the resume.
That worked way better than I thought it was going to.
Same, dude. Honestly, same. With a lot of these things, dude, I have so much anxiety around it, and I'm like, this probably won't work, but I got to try. And it ends up working, so that's great. So that happens. We deliver it to him. The video does pretty well. People are like constantly asking me like, what's going on with Logan? And then somebody texted me about the Dan Bilzerian Party going on in LA this last weekend. And I'm like, based on assumption, I'm assuming that Logan Paul will be there. Yeah. So I'm like, how funny would it be if I show up again and I ask him in person, did you see the video? What did you think? And did I get the job? And like people would love that. Like if I actually followed up with it. So first I found you can Google his address. Showed up to LA. We went by Dan's and like the plan was just to meet Logan like at the party if he showed up. Like it was all a dependency. Yeah. But then we were on our way home and the kids who were driving me around, like who were like hosting me, were like, yo, Logan's house is like 10 minutes away from ours. We can go by. So we were going to go get some B-roll footage. That's like, I'm here at Logan's house. I made it all the way to LA, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We go there, dude. They're outside, like shooting a video. And I'm like, what do I do? Like, do I step into this or do I like back off? Yeah. I'm like, I don't know, whatever. I'm going to step into it. So I get out of the car dressed in my same suit that I interviewed him in.
I like that suit. Like, it's kind of like, it's been like a theme throughout like all of your videos where you've been like, man, on the street, you have that nice suit with the skinny black tie.
It's the exact same suit every time. And basically I cut the video to where it looks like he's like thinks it's funny and stuff, but he was like, yo, this is funny, but like you need to leave my house.
Really?
Yeah. Which was fine. It was cool. Yeah. So that's how I found him the first time. And then we went to, and I asked him like, are you going to go to Dan's party? He said yes. So I was like, oh yes, dude. Like we are going to see him at the party.
See you there.
He's like, yeah, good luck sneaking in. And I'm like, dude, you don't even know. Like I will get into this party. So anyway, long story short, we end up getting into the Dan Bilzerian Party. And he's freaking there. So I just keep finding like these little exclusive events that I know that he'll probably be at and just showing up. Yeah. Which is probably like, I feel like we're good. Like I feel like I've done it.
Yeah, you've showed like it might be like one of those things where like pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Like if you keep like kind of poking him, you might think it's annoying.
Totally,
like,
dude. And the goal is like the goal was to make like a funny series out of it. And I feel like those videos constantly like ride the line of like, is this funny or is this stalker behavior? Yeah. You know? And I think I try to ride that line in like a really like okay way. Like I'm not doing any like weird stuff. And I'm like, if there's any pushback, I'm like respecting that. Yeah. I think we're at the point now where if I continue that, it's like stalker behavior. Yeah. And that's like not what I'm here for. Like I'm here to make entertaining content.
And you don't want to be the guy who follows Logan Paul. You want
no, bro. Yeah.
Like that's a good way to break in. And like now you've got like your fans are pretty dope. Like they are really about it. Like in the comments and stuff like that. Now you can like you like broke in enough to now you can like make different stuff and they're still gonna follow you for that. Totally. Like you got like the Paul name to kind of get that little bit of clout, and now like you're like kind of in, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it's cool, man. And it's cool to see people not only like just like using the Paul thing, but once they get sucked in, I think the goal is always like when I make the video, I want them to like click on it and like, oh, cool concept, but then to like, I want to always over deliver on it. You know what I mean? So I try like to not only like, okay, I'm going to fly across the country to sneak into this party that I might get into, blah, blah, blah. But like, what can we add to that? So like in the Dan one, it was like, we want to make this G-rated Dan Bilzerian video. Yeah. And it's like this added element to it. You know, you got to add a twist to it.
Yeah.
So that was like the added piece to it. And like, I think that's always the goal is like, you know, when somebody clicks on something to always like give them more than they asked for. You know, and I think that's why it's been successful.
So when you were in like the Dan Bilzerian Party, was it one of those things where you were trying to like mind your P's and Q's and like just like make it look like you were supposed to be there, or were you just trying to like party too?
Yeah, no, I definitely wasn't. I'm not like really like a party type. Like I don't like drink a lot or do any like crazy stuff. But I was there to make a video. Like I'm there for business. You know what I mean? And the guy who, if you watch the video, you'll see that there's a security guy who was like, did not like me, and if he saw my face again in the party, he would have me in handcuffs 100%.
For sure.
I had been with he confronted me and told me no 3 different times that day, and if he saw me again, it was game over.
Yeah.
So I go back to the party and I start seeing him around. And like there's parts of the video like where you see me just like running across the house, like pushing people out of the way because I have to get as far away from this guy as humanly possible.
Yeah.
So I stayed real low key because he knew my face, and then the guys who I was with, he didn't really know their faces. So I had him with the camera recording a bunch of that footage that you see. And I was just there like trying to get around people, trying to get any GoPro shots that I need, adding any narration. But once I had the footage I knew I needed, dude, and like Logan showed up when we got the shot, I'm like 15 minutes, I'm out. Like,
okay,
that's what I'm here for. But dude, I mean, the party was insane. I mean, it was like, if I was wired in a way that like I was like down to get down, I would have had a crazy time because there's a lot of opportunity.
Like the way I work, I'm like, if I know at least like a quarter of the people at the party, I'm down to get down, because then it's like, okay, like I have people here. But like if I were to just like be given a free ticket there, I would be incredibly uncomfortable because it's like, holy shit, these are the people, and I'm just here. Like
there's definitely a piece of it that's like I don't even feel like I can party here because like I don't know what I'm doing, and like literally, dude. Like the best way I can describe that, it's like you're in the biggest house you've ever been in your entire life with like the most beautiful people around you. Like every 5th person is the most famous person you've ever seen. Yeah. And like with the best food, the most food, like it's just like this environment of like complete gluttony. Yeah. That's like the best I can describe it.
I mean, that's exactly what it is.
It's cool. But it's like the most and best of everything you've ever seen in your life at one time. And it's just like so overwhelming. Honestly, like there's no way in my mind that I was like I could even enjoy it because it was like so shocking.
Like, did it feel real or did it?
No, it felt like a complete dream, dude. It just felt like a dream.
Was the sushi good?
Oh, bro, it was insane. I'm telling you. So, and for an hour they had full-grown men carrying out 10-foot-long sushi boats. I'm serious, dude. Like 10 of them, and people are eating all the sushi and stuff. And then when that's over, they take the sushi boats out, and then they make an entire room array of dessert, and it's the best dessert you've ever had in your life. I have a Rice Krispie treat. It's literally marshmallows and Rice Krispies. It's the best Rice Krispie treat I've ever had in my life. How do you do that, dude? How do you do it?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. But like everything you have was the best you've ever had. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Did you see Dan there?
Oh yeah, he was around the whole time.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was one of those things where he was just kind of like you were just always just kind of trying to avoid him.
Yeah.
Not that like he knew who you were like at that point, but
dude, he's so distracted, man. I mean, the dude had a 6-person camera crew following around all night.
Really?
I mean, a dude with like a back braced
like
glide
cam
in front of him, walking backwards with a red on it the entire time.
Wow.
Like some dude over here with a camera. There's a producer around him.
Yeah,
they're not playing around.
What's the point of throwing that party if you're just gonna be like on camera? Because I feel like if you're doing that, you can't really enjoy the party.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess that's a good question.
I mean, he made just from ticket sales like $2 million of ticket sales, but the party probably costed more than $100,000 easily.
So I talked to the production guy, and he said it cost like 1.2 mil.
Okay, so I mean, he still made $800,000 off having a party, which is pretty cool.
He probably made, I don't know what he did, but he sold 25 tickets for $20,000 a piece. Was like one stream of revenue, but like who knows what this guy's up to? You know
was it only 25 tickets?
Only 25 tickets.
How many people were there? Like guests?
1,000.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
I think so if you didn't get a VIP ticket, everybody else was a celebrity.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh, so you had to like 25 people could buy the ticket to get in. Otherwise, you were invited like by Dan's crew, basically.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. So you were sent an invite if you were worthy of being there.
Yeah. Are you worried at all that he's gonna like track you down and like sue you and shit?
No, I don't think you can, man. Because like, I mean, there's other videos that I've done where I've worried about that stuff. But with this one, like, I didn't do anything wrong. I literally walked through his front gates and nobody tried to stop me.
Yeah.
What did I do?
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, if anything, it's the security's fault.
Yeah, like I mean, I literally just walked into his party. I don't know what to say. And he is having a party, inviting people in, and like there's some kind of risk associated with that, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like I had 0% malicious intent. I'm there to make a video, and I'm out. You know what I mean? The party went till 6 a.m., dude, and I was out at 1.
I mean, if I spent $20,000 on a ticket, I'm staying till 6 a.m.
You better, dude. You better. I was tired, bro. I was over it.
And you definitely did have risk being there because of that security guard. Like,
absolutely.
Like you could have tried staying and getting like more B-roll and stuff like that, but I don't think it would be worth it to get 10 seconds more. They probably would have confiscated your SD card and stuff like that. Also, like
exactly,
if you had like your camera on you, like the cops they probably would have got that from you and stuff.
That's what I was worried about, man. Because there was a part of the video that I cut out, but excuse me,
no.
When we were at Denny's, I talked about how basically my biggest fear of the whole thing was, I don't think that like Dan is the kind of guy to call the cops if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like what Dan does is he has like every resource in LA to hire the biggest, most mountainous men possible, and they just take me into a little basement and like a room in the basement, and then just kick my teeth in.
Yeah.
Like that's what's gonna happen. Like I'm not gonna get like arrested, and it's not gonna be this fun thing.
And he's rich enough to make it happen.
Oh yeah, dude. And for me to not remember it or talk to anybody about it, like that's what'll happen. So like that was my motivation of like not getting caught. Honestly, like if I ended up in freaking cuffs, it would have been.
Like better,
probably
like a relief kind of like best of a bad situation,
something like that, dude. I don't know. So anyway,
you slept in a bush for 4 hours.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I woke up at like 4 that day in Eastern Standard Time.
Oh wow.
To get on my flight, flew over. It was like 4 or 5
hours. It was a 1 day ordeal.
Oh, dude, that's how I do these. I'm just like in and out 24 hours. Because I got to get the video out as fast as possible. So I'm just there for a mission. I'm there for one thing, you know. And so I flew in. That morning, they picked me up from the airport. We go straight to Dan's house. I literally get off the airplane into a car to Dan's house, check it out. Logan Paul's house, their house, print out the things, back to Dan's house, sneak in, hide in a bush. I'm like, okay. I get in a bush. I'm like, safe. Okay, it's 11 p.m. here. It's like 3 in the morning at back home now. So I've been up for 24 hours. I need to like sleep. So I sleep for 4 hours, wake back up. Okay.
Like, wait, we're at Dan's house.
Yeah, I'm at Dan's house now. Dude, I didn't include it in the video, but the way I woke up, bro, was I had a freaking drink poured on top of me. Somebody poured an entire drink over the top and soaked me. And I was like, oh, and I woke up. And I look up, dude. It's a freaking armed guard standing on top of the retaining wall with an M16 in his hands. He's stationed above me, dude. And I'm just like trying to stay quiet because I'm thinking,
wait, did he accidentally pour a drink on you, or was he trying to wake you up to get you like be like?
No, he didn't know I was there. He's just pouring his drink into the bushes.
Oh my god!
Off the wall.
That could have went. Man,
bro. If I would have made any noise at all, and then I'm thinking, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, bro. If I make any noise, he's gonna think it's a rabbit, and that could be like fun for him to like pop off a couple rounds and murder me.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. So I'm just quiet, and then eventually 10 minutes later he leaves. My heart is like racing, dude. I couldn't capture it well enough, but I wish I could have. But my heart's racing. He leaves for a second. I can't hear him, so I like get out of the bushes really quick, jump up the retaining wall, run into the party.
Yeah.
And then it was game over. But like, I was pretty scared.
To your friend that like got like kicked out, like what did you like hear like his story, like what happened when he got kicked out?
So he got kicked out before the real party started.
Okay.
So that was good for him. But
how'd they find him in a closet? Were they just looking?
He was in like a jacket closet. Like he was in Dan's like jacket closet.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And they opened the door and there he was, and he said he tried to act drunk, like he was a guest, but he was just drunk. And they were like, "Nah, you don't have any wristbands or anything. You're out."
Yeah.
So they just kicked him out the front door, and he just stayed in his car for a few hours and waited for us, which was clutch.
That is super nice.
Little
getaway
cool.
vehicle.
Super cool, dude.
So how far away was his car from like the house?
I don't know, man. That's a good question. Probably 10, 15 minutes or something like that. He parked a little ways away. I think he like slept in his car for a while or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you could do a collaboration with any YouTuber, any person in the YouTube space, like what are your top 3 people you'd want to do a collab with?
You, bro. Here we are.
Oh, boy. Just hit my line.
I don't know, man.
All right, what are your other 2? What are 2 and 3?
2. That's good. I don't know, man. I should probably think more about that. I think the collaboration thing is pretty powerful.
It definitely is.
I don't know if there's anybody. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird because like it's kind of like a toss up for just like see how. I mean, it's like definitely powerful, like making these connections and stuff. But like I see people who like do a collaboration go up like 50,000 subscribers. I see people do collaborations and like just don't really nothing. Like it just kind of I guess depends on like the video and what you're doing in the video. It's kind of weird.
Totally. Well, it's like a few weeks ago, like you and I made the freaking Cybertruck video together, which was awesome. Like that was like a awesome video.
If that video would have came out after like all this, that video would have
blown up.
Yeah, because I mean, it's still like for like you had like 900 subscribers at the time. It got 20-something thousand views. Like
it
solid.
definitely helped. And it had like 900 or 1,000 views at the time so it just so happened there was a dude there who runs a 1 million subscriber car YouTube channel where they tell stories.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, come to my house, tell the story. So I go tell the story.
Where was this guy?
His name is Ed Bilzerian.
Wait, was he at the Avalon?
He was in the Apple store when we were there.
Oh.
He was looking at the Cybertruck. I don't know if I ever told you this.
No, I just saw you get on that channel.
I don't know if you remember this, but there was a dude at the security desk when we like valet parked the car, and he's like, yeah, this guy is here. Like he's like his name's Ed Bilzerian, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if you remember that, but they were telling us about him being there. And anyway, we go to the Tesla store. We go in. I do the whole bit where I'm like, "Hey, I have a Cybertruck to drop off."
Yeah.
And he's in the Apple store next door taking pictures. His picture was the one that went big.
Oh, okay.
So his picture, he finds me after I post the video, like immediately, like 3 minutes after I post the video, he comments and he's like, "Yo, the picture I posted of the Cybertruck got the most likes I've ever gotten on Instagram. Like, we need to meet up."
Yeah.
So he DMs me on Instagram, asks me to come do the car show thing, and I'm like, "Whatever, dude." And I like. Yeah, we do the interview. He makes the video. He posts it, pushes some traffic, but like to see there's no alignment in like what I'm doing and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And to see like I only went up like 800 subscribers from a channel that has 1 million.
Yeah,
with an interview that got 500,000 views.
Yeah,
you gotta. I think you gotta be
it's
smart.
It's weird.
About
like it just like. I don't know what the trick is, but I've definitely seen people get really successful off of collaborations, and I've seen people just kind of like not like a little traffic, but like nothing big.
No, I'm with you. I think the alignment piece is so important, man. I think that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Who knows, dude? Like I don't know what the frick I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure it out.
This year there's probably gonna be another thing on YouTube just completely breaks the algorithm or like breaks ads or something again. Then everyone's gonna have to refigure everything out. It seems like every year or two there's something goes on with YouTube where it just completely just kind of ruins not ruins 100%. Things, but just changes the whole game. And 100%. Then like a bunch of new people go like big, a bunch of people who like have been riding it like kind of stagnate and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. It's an interesting thing. Tell me about what 2020 ZestyBoyz looks like.
2020
I'm
ZestyBoyz.
very interested.
Oh, well,
we got a collab coming up.
Oh, we do got a collab coming up. You just wait. I'm gonna try to get more into long form comedy, like not like 10 minutes plus. Like I'm gonna like 1 to 5 minutes. Like I'm gonna try to make more like longer stuff because I've been like for a long time just kind of writing on videos 30 seconds or under because there's a subreddit called YouTube Haiku. That's like a really good space for like people to grow and stuff because you can post like your channel 3 times every 2 weeks and stuff. Where like on r/videos, if you post more than once, you get to post once for every other 9 videos you post, like of your, it's just really hard.
How do they even watch that, dude? That's a huge subreddit.
I think it's like auto mods, and it like reads like your account and like what channels you're posting, and it just kind of figures it out. But like, so I've been doing like things 30 seconds or under, so I could stay on YouTube Haiku and kind of build a thing there. But it's just kind of one of those things. Everyone that I've seen who kind of started there, they're like, yeah, once I started making longer videos, like that's when I started actually like getting traction. And like I feel like you can make much better, like just higher quality and like more more worth watching videos if you make longer content.
Yeah.
Like you can't post it there, but like like that's not really even made for scripted YouTube content. That's made for like just like videos where someone like records something and something crazy happens, but like they allow people who make scripted content to go on there. And so I'm going to try to make like just longer videos, maybe do some kind of like how we did that like gone fishing one. Like that was like I much more enjoy making those videos too because it's just fun like making long stuff.
It took us 30 minutes. Probably one of the funniest videos I've ever seen.
Yeah, like it was definitely like my favorite video that I've made. And like I don't know, it's just much more fun doing that. Like having other people. The hardest part is finding other people. Like now it's getting better because like more of my friends are graduated and kind of live like up here again. Yeah, and then like whenever like I have a group of friends that will move into a house together that I'll probably always have at least someone who will humor me and hold my camera for me.
Yeah.
But like it's just one of those things like where it's kind of hard like when you're by yourself to make long videos, especially because like when we were together, like I only had one thing and I was like, oh, I want to have someone say there's no gators in there and then cut to them like drowning like there's a gator in the water. Like that was like the only thing I had written, and then we just kind of improv'd everything else. And I don't know. So I'm going to try to make more videos like that, a little longer, and then see where it goes.
Cool. I love that. I think the improv stuff turns out so funny, man. And I know you've talked about before, like, you have figured it out, like the short form stuff. like every time, bro.
Oh, thank you.
It hits. Like I don't think you have any short form stuff like under 5,000-10,000 views. Everything else is like, and then like the next thing up is like 100,000 plus. Like it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, and like with short form stuff, like the ones that I have, like when I got the one that got like 300,000 views, I went up like 800, like maybe 1,000 subscribers from 400,000 views, and like I've seen people who get like less views on longer videos because it's like I feel like when you make longer videos, people have more of a reason to subscribe. So it's like, oh, this isn't a one-off thing. Yeah. That's the other reason. Just kind of like I feel like people engage more with longer videos.
Totally, man. And I think like especially with like the Reddit being like a main point of distribution, it's probably tough for people to like make their way. Like they're on Reddit, they see the video, they probably play it in Reddit, right? And then they never actually make it to the channel.
Exactly.
Probably want to drop off there.
Yeah, and so like it's just hard figuring out. Like I mean, I'm sure you've also experienced it. Hard like figuring out the algorithm, like how to get like people to see your video. Like it's just like Reddit's the only place I really know. Like you can post it on Facebook, but Facebook's just kind of hit or miss. Like TikTok's a completely different beast. Instagram, like you can promote it on Instagram, but like you have 4,000 followers, maybe 3,000 of those followers will actually click on it. Like I don't know, it's just weird like where the views on YouTube come from. Like trying to figure that out is the hardest part.
100%, man. And like this last like the Dan Bilzerian video, dude, popped off like in the first hour. Like I've never seen anything before.
Oh yeah, it went up 100,000 in 2 hours, I think. Like that. Yeah, like, it was crazy.
The analytics are crazy. But the problem is, like, I have no idea how to replicate that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, did you, like, promote that in any way? Or was, like, it's just kind of like...
There was, like, on Instagram, people were, like, fired up to, like, see the video.
Yeah.
So I think, and, like, I know people were, like, waiting for this video. I probably have, like, on my story post, I maybe get, like, 2,000 or 3,000, like, viewers, like, on a story post.
Yeah.
And people are like DMing me like super invested, like I'm staying up until the video's released. I'm staying up till the video's released, which is like ton of pressure. Like I have to take a nap after I post the video because I'm just exhausted.
Yeah.
So I know that there was like an initial push. Like it had 5,000 views in like 10 minutes, like within posting, which was crazy.
I wonder if that's like what helps push it on the algorithm.
Right. So I'm thinking that because there was so much buildup, like if you can do a good job, like on the release piece, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I think YouTube is like, holy shit, like the engagement on this and the viewership on this was so fast. Like we're gonna try this on and like try to push this a little bit. And then the new audience, like it's kind of like TikTok's the same way, but like they push it out to like this bigger audience. Will they react the same way? Are you gonna get X amount of views in X amount of time? Oh, it did. Okay, let's promote it again. Like push it up the algorithm, and then it gets like 80,000 views in an hour. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There has to be, So it's like, how do you do that on a consistent basis? I don't know the answer.
Yeah, like from what I've heard, like tags don't really even matter that much anymore. It's just like with the news system, it's like comments, descriptions, like what you say in your video, and stuff. So like I think that like I always like refresh like the trending page. I'm like, he's got to be on there. Like he's getting like such growth. Like that's like, but I guess it's just so much engagement because I mean you have like, and now it's like 35,000 ish subscribers, but like before the video dropped it was like right around 25 ish, and like. Because you got more than 25. I'm like, okay, where are these views coming from? Like, that's what I'm trying to, because I'm trying to replicate what you're doing. Because like you're popping off. I'm like, okay, so he has 25,000. He's already at 27. So 2,000 more people who aren't subscribers have seen this, even if all of his subscribers have already saw it. So like, it's coming from somewhere. I think that might be it. Like just pumping up the like. I think that's the importance of consistency and posting at a certain time and day. Yeah. Because people get to like know that that's coming. I think that might have been like. I'm gonna try it and like just like hyping it up like, hey, like video coming out whenever, like stuff like that.
Yeah, man, I think there's a way to do it even on a micro scale, right? To get people fired up about the video. And if you make a great video that like people like that's like relevant and stuff, like I think it's just like I think it just like works. Period. Like you've seen it, man. Like I've made videos that I put a ton of effort into. Like the pizza, there's a video where I made an entire Uber Eats pizza like restaurant in my kitchen. It had like 900 views after like 3 weeks. Yeah. And I literally spent a month straight filming the video and it had 900 views. But like the key to it, like you said, dude, it's just consistency, man. It's just like I just keep pushing. And like I think I've told you before, like my motto is like I'm going to do it or die trying. Like those are the only two options. And just like forcing yourself to make something great every week, you know?
And like you have like that's what because I was thinking that it might be just okay, the video's just super good and like that's why it's promoting it. But your other videos are also like the Cybertruck one was super good, but it didn't promote it. Like YouTube algorithm didn't push it at all.
Yeah, dude.
And that's why I'm like that's what's confusing me. So I was like, okay, it's just like my initial thought was like, this video is just amazing, and that's why YouTube's pushing it. But your other videos were amazing too.
Sure.
And
it's great.
It's weird how the algorithm works, and like,
very interesting.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I watch like a ton of videos, like, oh, how to do YouTube algorithm 2020 and shit like that. Like, I stay on those videos, and it's all the same. Everyone says the same thing.
Which is what?
It's just like, oh, you just gotta make quality videos. You gotta post at a consistent time. Like, write in your description what's in your title and like all this stuff. And it's all stuff that works for longer videos. But if you're making a 10-second comedy video, you're not gonna be able to say all of the words in your description in your video and stuff like that. So
I think longer form content on YouTube now especially like wins big time. Like you see creators like it makes me think of like Churdleys and like those types of channels who kind of are like doing a similar thing. Like they kind of remind me of like our of like the video we shot together, where they're doing this like back and forth banter, and you see them pushing their content to be like 10 minutes long, which their videos don't need to be longer than like 2 or 3 minutes, and I don't know if they do a great job at it, but you can see them playing the algorithm, right? And they understand like we somehow have to figure out a way for this like comedy thing to be like long form because that's the only way to be successful on YouTube, you know? Which is like stupid, man, because like they can make a 3-minute video that's so much better, but because of the platform they're native to, they have to make like a worse version that's longer. So like the question then, is like, how do we make short form video or long form video that's still good? You know?
Because like, Churdleys is like, he's really good about posting videos that are like over 10 minutes, but a lot of like I click off of them sometimes because it's just like if I see like some of his videos are like 3 minutes, they're like, I like those ones, they're much better. But it's also like some of those have more views than, I don't even know how it works. Like, but some of the videos are posted like 4 years ago when the algorithm was different also. But then there's people like Gus Johnson and Trevor Wallace who post like 3 to 5 minute videos, and those do pretty well. So I think 3 to 5 minutes might be like the length for like short funny videos, maybe like that might be the sweet spot. And that's like also like once content gets sponsored and stuff, like if I were to throw a honey ad in my 10-second video, it'd be like, thanks for watching, and there's a 1 minute honey ad afterwards. But like if you do like a 5-minute video, if you do a 30-second ad read at the end, it's like not unheard of. Like, because that's the goal, to get a honey sponsorship.
I think it'd be fire, dude. I think I could do the best honey ad of all time.
Oh, give us a honey ad read. Give us an improv honey ad read.
Dude, I could make some crazy. Like, imagine the sponsorship if I like I said, every time we make a video, there has to be a twist to it. So like, what if Dan Bilzerian's thing is like, I need to get on the mic and do my honey script reading, right? And I like dress up like somebody crazy, and I go in, I walk in, and I have like a paparazzi around me, and I'm like, I need to get on the mic. And then I do my honey ad read. Game over, dude. Honey. What are we doing?
Come on, honey. Sponsor Airrack.
There's so many creative ways to do the ad read thing, man. Like, I feel like you would kill it on that stuff too, you know?
That's what I have been thinking of, like, if that ever happens, where like, or when it happens, that I get like sponsorships and stuff like that, how I can like actually incorporate, like I don't know if it's just like kind of something where you have to talk to the advertiser, like, can I incorporate this ad into the video, like make me advertising honey part of like, for example, part of what makes this video funny, or if they're like more like, no, we want you to read this script because it's an ad read and we're paying you. So I don't know how it works. I've never dealt with it.
Man. I think it's dependent on your influence level, because that makes me think of like podcasts I listen to that have a couple million listeners, and they read the ad reads and they're garbage. Like, they're just like this, and they'll say like, this is a stupid ad read, like in the middle of it, and like they pay for it anyway. Like, what, $75,000?
Still a million people hearing. Like,
and I don't know. Who knows, man? Who knows?
What time are we at? We're actually at a pretty good time. Cool. So I kind of forgot to tell you this, but something we do on the podcast started by Mr. Joey Becknell. You got a bummer of the week and a super whoop-a-diddy of the week, which is
something Joey would say.
Exactly. It's a really good thing that happened this week. So do you have a bummer of the week? We'll start on a somber note. What's the worst thing that happened to you this week?
Man, the worst thing that happened to me this week, man, would be let's see here. Oh, yesterday I came home from editing my video, and my girlfriend was at my house.
Oh, God, that's the worst.
In my room were 2 Nerf guns.
Oh.
And it said, time to play a game. No, 1 Nerf gun, my Nerf gun. So I had to get this Nerf gun. And my house is like kind of this like sprawling, long building of rooms. It's like the perfect Nerf course. And dude, I freaking play Nerf. And so I'm like running down the hall. I see her, dude. Before I can even get a shot out, she shoots me in the eyeball. And I'm so mad about it. I was so mad for so long. It wasn't that long. But then I just got back into the game and annihilated her with Nerf darts. Just reloaded and reloaded. So that's my bummer.
Kind of a humble bummer brag.
Humble bummer brag, dude.
Yeah, my bummer, I guess, is just that it's been raining so much, and I've been wanting to shoot an outdoor video, and it's just like I had these days off, like from like working like a editing contract, and it's like, all right, gonna shoot a video, and then it's just raining the whole time. It's like, well, Mother Nature really doesn't want me to be successful this week.
Bro, that's my biggest thing about Georgia. I love Georgia, and I like would love to say like I'm gonna stay here forever. But I've been telling my friends like I just call it the rainforest. I'll like look at the freaking forecast, and it's like 7 out of 9 days are torrential downpour or thunderstorm. Like, what are we supposed to do? How am I supposed to make a video? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. So I hear you, man, and that would equally be my bummer probably.
All right. Well, what's your super whoop-a-diddy? We'll end on a high note.
Super whoop-a-diddy. My super whoop-a-diddy of the week would be being on this podcast right now. My bummer. I'm gonna replace my old bummer was not being able to drink brewskis with the what is it? Dang it! It's
Zesty Brews with the Zesty Crew.
Zesty Brews with the Zesty Crew, dude. I was really hoping we could do that, but
we'll have you on.
Whenever you guys need to hit that sub and notification bell. Make sure you watch this entire thing so that this guy can get some ad revenue, so that we can go ahead and get a third mic, so that we can do 3-way Zesty Brews with Zesty Crew.
You'll be on here. Within a month, I'm calling it. You'll be on Zesty Brews and the Zesty Crew. We'll make it happen. I'll have my people call your people.
Have them call my people, dude, because I'm a busy man. busy
I know.
Man.
I believe it.
I'm totally joking.
With your content. Well, my super whoop-a-diddy is having you here, Eric, and just
Thank you, my brother.
Seeing this success that you're getting. Like,
sure.
I love seeing good friends pop off.
Let's go, baby. That's the plan. We were texting each other the other day and talked about how like I hope that you pass me. You know what I mean? Like we just pass each other back and forth and just freaking keep climbing, baby.
And then in 3 years we got a surprise for you, but you don't get to know about that yet.
Oh my gosh!
You'll see what happens.
Is that a real thing?
It is. I have your screenshot agreements. That's a binding text contract.
We're gonna play this clip back in 3 years, and some crazy shit's gonna happen.
Exactly. You'll see what happens.
Got it.
Well, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Zesty Brews with the Zesty Crew. Man, I just fucked that up. I just said Zesty Brews with Zesty Crew.
I wish, dude.
Yeah. And see, I'm just trying to tease you. I want you to come back. I want you excited.
What is this?
But thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Zesty Podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and any other positive thing you can do to @Airrack on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, maybe.
Dude, I just opened a Twitter account and I am very follower poor on there. So if you want to go follow me on Twitter,
just give him all the love you can possibly give him. And you got any like leaving remarks for them?
Never give up on your dreams, kids.
All right, we'll see you on the next one.